Music Access. Are you guys having a good weekend? But what does a good weekend mean? Does it mean a weekend when you have time to lounge around and watch TV because you finished all you have to do during the week and you have some spare time on your hands? Does it mean a weekend that you can sleep in as late as you want, take multiple naps, and get rid of all the stress from the week? Does it mean a weekend you're taking a weekend trip with your family? Or a weekend that you're actually spending at work doing something to attain your dreams and goals? The answer probably lies in whether we're living and enjoying the moment, right? If we are, then that probably means we're having a good weekend. And the important thing here is that the weekend is zooming by and we have to make it last as long as we can. So all together, let's enjoy it, shall we? The first song you heard today, Saturday, November 7th, 2015, was What Do You Mean by Justin Bieber. What's up, Music Access fam? It is Saturday, which means, again, it's the start of another weekend. So what constitutes a good weekend for you? For me, I think a good weekend has to do with whether or not I was kind of productive and whether or not I enjoyed myself. And of course, whether or not I ate something delicious. I may not be able to eat something delicious and maybe oily, greasy in that, the paper packaging, where the packaging or the wax paper gets a little see-through every day and every meal. But if I can do that at least one time, I consider that a good day. So we'll see if I can get some of that within today or tomorrow. And of course, if you have any great weekend plans, go ahead and fill me in on our message board. Now, of course, here's how you can listen and participate. You can download the Arirang Radio or TuneIn Radio app on your smartphone, and you can also send us messages through the app using the comment function. You can also listen to us by visiting our website, www.arirangradio.com/musicaccess, and leave your messages there on our message board. Another way you can tune in is through terrestrial DMB, but this is only available for our listeners living on Jeju Island. The frequencies are 88.7 for Jeju City, 88.1 for Seogwipo, and 101.9 for Daejeong. And of course, for song requests, you guys know to keep them coming non-stop, so go ahead and post up a message on our message board under the title Request. Now we'll check out two songs before we come back with my text and message, and we're going to start with the song Shake It Off by Taylor Swift, followed with Stay With Me by Sam Smith. Reading your messages again and again, reading through the messages I sent again and again. The messages I wait for, the messages that make me laugh, the messages that are precious to me. My text message. Which messages were the ones that were the most memorable to you from the week gone by? The messages that you keep are the words from the person you want to keep close. And if you remember the messages that you sent, you probably spent a lot of time thinking about it before sending it. Our special Corner in Corner for Saturdays, My Text Message, is all about sharing the SNS or text message that was the most memorable to you from the week gone by. It could have been a message that made you happy, angry, something that made you LOL, or a message that made you really frustrated. Let us know which message was the most memorable, and also share with us some of the messages that you keep saved in your mobile device and why. To write in for this corner, just write my text on your message. And our first text message comes from Unmi from Canada, saying, Hey Benji, today I'm going to share with you some conversation between me and Shreya. I know Shreya since 2012. Though we're just SNS friends, she's very special to me. Because she's so positive and always gives me advice when I feel down, and she always tries to cheer me up, I feel she's a good influence on my life. Anyway, it must have been about a year ago when B.I.G. was about to debut. When B.I.G. teaser images were being uploaded, Shreya sent me a message saying, Did you see this? I was like, What are you talking about? And she said, B.I.G., 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 they're going to debut soon. And at the time, I didn't have any idea of who B.I.G. was. So she said, This is a new K-pop group and they're going to debut very, very soon. Go and check their teaser images. The funny thing was, while checking B.I.G's teaser images, I don't know why I kept calling B.I.G as big. After watching those images, I said to Shreya, OMG, 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 B.I.G's awesome and I'm gonna support them. And Shreya said, who's big? Oh, okay, this is kind of like you have to be reading this message to kind of get it. But one of them is B.I.G in all caps with the, the dots. And one of them is just like big in a capital B and a lowercase I-G. So anyways, so Shreya said, big, who's big? Ha ha ha. Did you mean B.I.G? By the way, the full meaning is boys in groove. Ha ha ha. Haha, I was such a fool. I thought I was big. It's still so funny when I think about it. No wonder I'm saying this to you, Benji. Ha ha ha. Isn't it funny? Anyways, shout out to Shreya who introduced me to B.I.G. And both of us are huge fans of B.I.G. Thank you so much for, first of all, liking us. And I remember when we were debuting, one thing that we were kind of worried about is that people would kind of look at us and think that we were called big. Which, it's actually a very, very common thing that could happen, You see letters in order and you see an acronym, and most people wouldn't take the time to really plan it out as, oh, this must be B-I-G. Or, for example, when BAP came out, we always think BAP now. But then, there might have been some people who said, BAP or BOP or something. And then, fortunately, or rather unfortunately, in terms of our situation, B.I.G. is actually an American term. It's an English term. At least BAP is, you can kind of tell, that doesn't make sense. It must be BAP. But with B.I.G., it's like, big? That makes sense. Maybe they're big. But then you look at them in real life and you're like, they're not big, they're skinny. Sorry, that was a bad joke. But, yeah, I remember when we were going to debut and our teacher images were coming out, we got a lot of stuff about, y'all are big, y'all are big, y'all are big. No, we're B.I.G. Swag. That was the kind of thing of the year, and, we're still battling with that today, but hopefully, when we make our comeback soon, people will know us as B.I.G., the boys in groove, rather than the big boys. I don't want to be called the big boys. Although, being called the big boys, I think, wouldn't be bad. It's got a kind of cool ring to it. Alright, so we're going to check out two songs before we move on. And we're going to start with a song that Ngoc Hien of Vietnam requested, Perfect by One Direction. And Amaro of Indonesia wants to hear Focus by Ariana Grande featuring Jamie Foxx. We just heard Perfect by One Direction, followed by Focus by Ariana Grande featuring Jamie Foxx. And it's time for our next text message for my text message, which comes from Unita Suino from Indonesia, saying, Happy Saturday, Benji. Last week my best friend sent a message to me and said that her cousin read tarot cards for her. I won't tell you the result, but I'm curious about it. Do you believe in fortune telling? Something like tarot cards, zodiac, Chinese zodiac, or Shio, and many more. For me personally, I just read it for fun. Take the good ones and ignore the bad ones. When it comes to tarot cards or this kind of fortune telling, I never did it in my entire life. Part of it was I was really curious about doing it, and the other part was just I didn't have time. I was always busy doing something or working somewhere or going somewhere. And then one time I actually had a little bit of free time to, get it read. And so I did. I got my cards read, and what was the result again? It was something like within the next 6 months, something good is going to happen. And then he said, like, the way my face is shaped and aligned with something, it makes me, like, possible to be an actor or something. And then, what else was there? I don't know, it was all good stuff. But at the same time, I'm a very much a skeptical person. I'm always, I wonder if that's true. Does this person really think that? And especially when it comes to, those kind of cards, if it comes to, great, but I'm not putting all my chips in that bag, you know what I'm saying? It's, for me, it's part fun, but I want to believe. I think that's how I'll put it. Hopefully, if I get a chance, I'll do it again and I'll tell you guys exactly what comes out, because, it's so hazy in my memory, but, I think it's fun. If you have free time and you want to get it read, I wouldn't put all my chips and put everything I believe into it, but, it's maybe worth reading just for a fun time. Alright, so we're going to check out two more songs before we continue on, starting with a song that Darcy of the USA requested, Thinking Out Loud by Ed Sheeran. And Unita of Indonesia requested a song by This Wildlife, so we'll play No More Bad Days by This Wildlife. We just heard Thinking Out Loud by Ed Sheeran, followed by No More Bad Days by This Wildlife. And I hope to see a lot more of your messages for my text message next week as well. Tell me about the messages that made you laugh, made you smile, moved you, or made you feel maybe a little negative. It can be a message you received or a message you sent. You can send in the message itself, or you can tell me a little bit about the situation and how you received or sent the message. Like I said, it doesn't have to be a text message. It can be a message on SNS as well. Just remember to write my text on your title before you post up your messages, and I'll introduce them the best I can during this time every week. And now, starting now until the end of the second hour, we're going to take a look at what our MA fam have been doing this week from Monday through Friday, what y'all are doing right now, and what you plan to do this weekend through my message. You guys are the stars, so make sure to send your stories straight to our message board. And taking a look at the messages from our dear family, our first message for message, or my message, comes from Tony from Italy, saying, "Good afternoon, Benji. It is November, and I hope November is a lucky month for you. I think you guys will be really busy this month. I mean, you and BIG, of course, thanks to your new album. What do you think? Do you feel good vibes for Taola?" She wrote that in Korean. Props to you. "What's your new concept? I'm so curious. Please give us some hints. I can't wait to hear your new song." Well, at this time, what's been released as teasers are, we've had the teaser image come up, we've had a kind of album teasers, album spots come up, so y'all have heard kind of what the title track sounds like a little bit, and what our intro track sounds like. And I'm sure you guys by now have seen, the member teaser pictures that are coming up. And, I think, okay, I'll put it this way. The member teaser pictures that are coming up, I think we don't wear those outfits on stage. That's kind of it's not like a clue or anything, but, the outfits that we wore in our teaser pictures, they're good outfits, but, the outfits that we're wearing on stage are a little bit different. And, when it comes to our concept, honestly, it's not like a vampire, it's not like a werewolf, it's not something like that, but it is a very strong kind of image, I think. I can't really say for sure, I can't really reveal anything, or if I reveal something on radio, I'll get fired, and then I don't want to get fired yet. But, it's gonna be, I think, a very, very, I'm satisfied with how things are turning out, let's put it that way. And hopefully, when you guys see the music video teaser, or the music video when it comes out, I hope you feel the same way as I do, because I have a good feeling about this. If I was doing tarot cards like we were just talking about, I would put a certain amount of chips in this basket. So, hopefully when it comes out, let me know what you guys think. Woo! Alright, so we're going to continue on with two songs before we continue on, starting with the song that Harashika of Sri Lanka wants to hear, Uahage by Twice, They Cute, and Kelly of Mexico wants to hear the song Yogi Isulke by B2B. We just heard Uahage by Twice, followed by Yogi Isulke by B2B, and we're going to continue on with the great music, starting with the song that's Sieda of Bangladesh. The song she requested, 일단 달려 by Big Star, and Leon Teo of Singapore wants to hear Leong by You 같지 않는 You. And it's time to wrap up our first hour. After a quick break, we'll continue on with our Saturday show. Of course, in the second hour, introducing messages sent to us by you, our listeners, so make sure to stay tuned. We'll check out the song Already Home by A Great Big World and be right back. You're listening to Music Access with me, Benji of BIG, and our first song starting off the second hour of our show for Saturday, November 7th was Everything is Sound by Jason Mraz. Now here's how you can listen and participate on Music Access. You can download the Arirang Radio or TuneIn Radio app on your smartphone, and you can also send us messages through the app using the comment function. You can also listen to us by visiting our website, www.arirangradio.com/musicaccess, and leave your messages there on our message board. Another way you can tune in is through terrestrial DMB, but this is only available for our listeners living on Jeju Island. The frequencies are 88.7 for Jeju City, 88.1 for Seogwipo, and 101.9 for Daejeon. Now we'll listen to two songs before we come back to more messages, starting with the song She Wolf by Shakira, followed with Love Drunk by Boys Like Girls. We just heard She Wolf by Shakira, followed by Love Drunk by Boys Like Girls, and you're listening to our Saturday show, My Text and Message, or My Saturday Corner, My Text and Message, and we're on the message part of our show, introducing your messages sent in to us here at Music Access, and checking out your song requests as well. And our next message, our first message for our second hour, comes from Ryoko from Japan saying, Benji, I heard the teaser for our BIG upcoming comeback. It's so cool, and it's produced by Marco, and a lot of my favorite songs of BAP are produced by Marco. It's absolutely the best, and I want to see the collaboration of BIG and Marco in a perfect show. I want to see the comeback soon. I love BIG. That's right, this time around we did get a chance to work with Marco. Before it was decided that we'd work with Marco, we were really, who are we going to work with, and then when we just found out we were going to work with him, we were super excited, because, Marco, he does a lot of BAP stuff, he did the title song, No Mercy, I believe, and, No Mercy, just, if you haven't heard it, I'm sure you've heard it before, though, it's a very, very powerful song. It's got the guitar, the boom, dun, 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 boom, and then like the boom, clap, boom, boom, clap. It's very I don't know. The thing I loved about BAP when they came out was they had this mix of hip hop, but they mixed it with some rock guitar sounds. Whether it comes to I think No Mercy was one of their best tracks though. Just personally for me, I just loved how raw it was. There was a raw energy behind it. And for our track, when we're working with Marco, he's a really, really cool guy. He's a really, really chill dude. I think he really knows what he's doing. And the song came out really well. So hopefully when it does come out, like I always say this, but hopefully when it does come out, it'll be awesome. But I think it's pretty good. And Marco, he knows his stuff. So we have a good polished product. Alright, so we're going to check out two songs as we move on out, starting with the song that Camille of the Philippines wants to hear, I'm Bad by New East, followed with the song Nanye Surya by Hello Venus. We just heard the song I'm Bad by New East, followed by the song Nanye Surya by Hello Venus, and it's time for our next message, which comes from Kelly Aileen Beltran Hernandez from Mexico, saying, Hey Benji Opa, just between me and you and, well, all of the people listening, I'm excited because Infinite's coming to Mexico soon and I'm happy. Tell me, do you have some advice on how to make money? Because I need some right now. Well, if they're coming, I don't know how soon they're going to Mexico, so I can't really tell you, if you give me a date, then I could, maybe give you a couple ideas. When I was little, I did a lemonade stand. There's part-time jobs that you can do, but depends, because part-time jobs will pay you at the end of the month, and, if you need money now, then, that's something that's totally different. You could ask your parents for an increase in allowance, or ask them for, like, a little bit of an advance. If you need money, you could, do errands around the house, do chores around the house. See if your friends or your friends' friends have any jobs that they need done, like raking the yard, that kind of stuff. It is fall, so maybe as the months come in and the leaves start falling down, people might need their lawns raked. I was going to say mowed, but raked is, I think, more appropriate. So see if there's any brief but quick jobs that need to be done. There may be hard work, it may be a lot of physical labor, but if you need that money, you gotta get money, do. You gotta do those jobs. Y'all don't have a choice, and I don't have any other options for you. I'm sorry. I'm not good at making instant money. I'm good at money over the long run, though. Ha! Hopefully. Alright, so we're gonna check out two songs as we continue on. By the way, have fun when Infinite comes to Mexico. And we're gonna start with the song that Kirinhe of Thailand wants to hear, 20 by 17, followed with Ring My Bell by Girls' Day. We just heard 20 by 17, followed by Ring My Bell by Girls' Day. And side note, first of all, I was like listening to this like without thinking, and this song is really, really powerful. Dang. Also, second of all, in the intro of Ring My Bell, there's a guy who has an afro and he dances around. I met that guy, and he's very, very chill. And yeah, it was. He said he had a really, really good time on set. And Girls' Day is very pretty. So hopefully I will get to see Girls' Day again at some point. Because I saw them long, long time ago when we debuted. And I don't think I have seen them since. So hopefully we will get a chance to see them at some point again soon. Alright, so our next message comes from Mylene from the USA saying, Benji, I like your shirt. The Towela teasers are too short though. It's not enough. I need full audio now. And also, OMG, you mentioned Long Chocolate Cookie Day on Wednesday. And since I don't have anyone I like at the moment, I'll just eat long chocolate cookies by myself. LOL, have a good day. Well, let's see, coming up on the 11th, so we were talking about Long Chocolate Cookie Day, or, in Korea they celebrate that day on November 11th, and I honestly don't really see the huge value in that holiday. I'm not gonna lie. It's a day when you buy candy or chocolates, or rather, if it's a chocolate cookie that you buy in boxes and you give to people. Already these are being set up in the convenience stores all around Korea. So convenience stores in Korea are a little bit more wide variety than in the States, I believe. And they are very much kind of, how do you put this? They're very holiday specific. So, of course, in American convenience stores, you're going to have these kind of, holiday candies once in a while. But in Korea, they actually set up a booth in every single convenience store. And, of course, this, chocolate long stick cookie day is no exception. They set up all these different sets. There's basket sets, big box sets. There's little box sets that even the box is changed. So in the back, you can write your name, you can write a letter, and you can give it to the person you like. Granted, this year, I'm probably going to be spending it with my members in a sweaty practice room. And there's no way that I'm going to give them chocolate long stick cookies or long chocolate stick cookies or long stick chocolate cookies, whatever it is. Because, we're first of all, we're on a diet. We're trying to cut back on fat, up the protein, boost the muscles. And I'm sure that long chocolate stick cookies will not help. But for those of you who have those loved ones, get a box. If you have someone you have a crush on, get a box. If you have a teacher that you really like, get a box. If there's someone you want to show positive feelings to, whether it's love, affection, or just because you like them as a friend, get a box. Put your name on it, or don't put your name on it, and put your phone number on it, and, write a little letter of admiration, and then give it to them, and see if you get a call or a text. If you do, from then on, consider it a spark of love, and if you don't, get another box and write your number again. Because you know what they say, practice makes perfect, and what makes better practice than buying boxes of long chocolate stick cookies to confess your love? Get what I'm getting at? Good. Alright, so we're going to check out two songs as we continue on, starting with the song Shake It by Sistar, followed with Standing Still by Yukis, requested by Shreya of Bangladesh. We just heard Shake It by Sistar, followed by Standing Still by Yukis, and it's time to continue on with more message. And our next message comes from Darlene Baldissimo from the Philippines, saying, Hi Benji, from what I observe in terms of shopping, women are more sophisticated shoppers than men, taking longer to make a buying decision, and women are more eager to do shopping. You'll find very few men who will say that they love shopping. And for that, I say, I guess that's sort of true. But it's very, very different. You know what I feel? You could say that women are more sophisticated shoppers than men. They do take longer to make a buying decision. And, they are more fashion conscious, I believe. I say I believe because that may not apply to all men and women all around the world. I know a lot of guys who, when they go shopping, they'll go shopping at the cheapest place I can find to find the most practical clothes they can find. So, it's not, oh, this hoodie's good, but I don't like the design. Oh, this hoodie's good, but I don't like the way the hoodie fits. Or, this is good, but I don't like the feel of the clothes. It's just, is it warm? Good, then I'll get it. I need a hoodie that's not too thick. Is it okay? Good. There's a lot of guys who go shopping like that. But at the same time, I believe it also has a lot to do with, interest and stuff. Interestingly enough, in Korea, I know a lot of guys who love to go shopping. Will say, hey, I need to get a new shirt. It's like, yeah, I need to get a new shirt too. Man, I don't know where to get it though, because I've been here and here and here, and they don't have it. I've been here and here and here, and, it's not in my size. And they have a lot of details about that kind of stuff. And, similarly, I believe that shopping, when it comes to women, there are some women who don't. I think it's very different, though. It's all very on personality. But, I think you're right. Women are maybe more sophisticated shoppers than men. And it's a thing. That's a thing. Maybe that's why women dress better than men overall in general. Because they take more time. And maybe that's why men are always out of money. Because we just buy stuff impulsively. And then we have another message from Darcy Ann from the USA saying, last Wednesday, the Spanish club on my campus had a potluck for Dia de los Muertos, or Day of the Dead. The club members decided to have each person coming bring a main dish, side dish, or dessert from a different country of their choosing. I represented France with a chicken cassoulet casserole made with cubed chicken, carrots, onions, garlic, parsley, and potatoes with chicken stock and spaghetti sauce. I brought dessert of slices of blueberry muffins drizzled with a little chocolate. Other people brought in beet soup, black beans, hummus, and pita chips, along with flan, eclairs, and strudel. That sounds like a smorgasbord, which is, for those of you who don't know, a smorgasbord is an actual term that people use. I believe, and I say I believe because, I'm not 100% sure, but a smorgasbord is it's a Scandinavian meal originating in Sweden, served buffet style with a multiple hot and cold dishes of various foods on the table. So yes, it is a real term, and that was a real smorgasbord. It was that sounds really, really good. I could love to get some hot casserole in my system, because Benji always be hungry. And I think it was a good message to wrap up our our corner, because when Music Access ends, it's 4 o'clock, so it's the perfect time for a snack. Or for those of you internationally, maybe the perfect time for lunch, dinner, or breakfast, or a late night snack, because Music Access is always good with food. Alright, so now we're going to check out 2 songs as we continue on, starting with the song Listen by Beyonce, followed with Mad by Neo. We just heard Listen by Beyonce, followed by Mad by Neo. And thank you guys so much for participating in Saturday's Corner, my text and message. Remember, if you want messages to send and be read on my text, tell about the messages that you sent or received that were memorable, and remember to write my text on your title. And for those of you that want to share messages for me on our Weekend Corner, go ahead and write my message on your title before you send your message. And it's time to wrap up our Saturday show for today. The last song we're going to check out is 21 Guns by Green Day. This was Benji of B.I.G., and as always, I'll be back.